Traders, what's up? What's up? Welcome back to another Relentless recap. This one will be short and sweet, but before we jump into it, just remember day trading is risky. Do not trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Remember, slowest is the fastest way. Go slow in the beginning, become competent and experienced, and only after you really gain that experience that it makes sense to size up and use a lot of capital. So today I'm up 400 bucks. I'm going to talk quickly about the couple of trades I took to get myself here to green. So ticker symbol SHPH. Sadly, we did lose on this one. We can pull it up here. SHPH. I took a trade on this one around the 7:04, 7:05 a.m. in this early move. My first two trades, winning trades, right, making about 7 cents a piece. And I thought to myself, hey, you know what? This thing gave a move yesterday in after hours. Maybe there's a chance, maybe there's a small chance it might want to go all the way to the after hour highs of $6. And so after my first two trades at small size, I decided to size up aggressively. I went from 500 shares, 7 cent winner, 14 cents a piece, to about 4,000 shares in my third trade, thinking this thing was going to continue. And you guys can see right here at the highs, break of 496. We had a high 505. It rejected, and I lost money trying to get the breakout. Got absolutely destroyed, and went red on the name. So a bit of a tough one there for SHPH. So I started the day slightly in the red, which was a little disappointing. And that's when I switched over to NXTC, which was at the time already our leading stock. However, you guys will see that maybe the best move came between 6 a.m. and 6:27 a.m. And of course, this is why you'll have some traders out there. They're super consistent with showing up at 4 a.m. every single day, no matter what, right? Because these guys, they know, hey, even on that one day out of the week, that one day out of the next 2 weeks, even if we just get one stock like this, sometimes that one stock can make the difference, right? We initially popped up and dropped, and from highs of 223, this thing made a new high, and with much more volume over here. Nice, right? I can pull up my drawing tool here. But with much more volume, it made a move with much more volume. Let's zoom in a little bit. You guys will see volume initially a little lighter, volume rised up very nicely, and the U-shape red to green. So for me, this is exactly where I want to be buying into this breakout level here. Can I see an extension to the upside, right? We consolidated for a little bit, for a few minutes, and the moment this thing gave that high of day entry, man, just, you guys know me. I love to buy, even if I'm buying here, sometimes I love to buy high because a lot of the times these stocks can go higher. And the breakout trade that I got, you guys are going to see that exactly, right? So, not every day the breakout works. Obviously, only in hotter market conditions or stronger stocks, let's say, right? Because we can get a strong stock in a weaker market environment as well. But typically, that's where for me I can see more gains. So, break of 440. This thing looks like it ripped up nicely here. 490, continue to 5, and then 547. Small consolidation, 3-bar play. Up to 577, small consolidation over the highs of 580. I mean, this one, this is, to really build your day nicely, but this extension that comes after, man, this is the one that can take your day from a base hit or a good day to hey, I really had a solid day today in the markets. This thing ripped from 545 to 925. And here's what's difficult sometimes, right? Because the pattern has been small move, right? The pattern has been small move, consolidation, small move, consolidation. I could see myself thinking, hey, small move, green candle, take the profits. But, these guys like Ross Cameron is why, we have to continue to watch everyone's recaps, man, because, shout out to guys like Ross. I mean, obviously, right here in our own community, Marcelo, Marcelo, one of those guys who, once he's in, he's giving the position more time. So this is my issue sometimes, right? You kind of fall into this trend of thinking, The move is gonna just give a small green candle and that's it. But sometimes, man, you really get that massive extension. And if you capture this, your good day, your base hit day turns into a big green day. And we all love when that happens, right? If we are in position to capture these sweet moves. So the best trades came on this thing before 7 a.m. And I came in at 7 a.m. thinking that, maybe this is going to be the best opportunity. Now, what's interesting is that the volume at 7 a.m. did peak. It did get a new high in volume, which was impressive, but nevertheless, you know, we got a little bit of something. So for me, I was not anticipating a breakout early. The people who are getting this type of trade here early, eh, you know, it's a different ball game. You're taking it some trades lower, not knowing if this thing is done or not. But some people they like these bottoming wicks, these sideways action. Some people that are buying, 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 buying through all of this, right? So for me, I waited all the way for the breakout and a clean entry, which came at 1040 area. That's where I got long. I'll put a trend line here to match the arrow. And I pretty much came out at the peak of this arrow here for about a slightly over $1 share move. Got in, gave it a chance. It did open up, and I was pretty grateful to catch that opportunity. And I said, you know what, man, you were red on the day. Last week you didn't do well. I can pull up my I don't have every day imported, but I started the entire month like after a good month last month, right? We had a decent month. I started the month off in the green. I never import all on time. I need to import to catch up, but I had 2 massive max loss days. Didn't stream because I'm already at max loss before the open. I just shut it down. And then 3 days, I think I was red 500 on Friday, red like 300 or maybe 50, maybe 2 smaller red days. I have to import. Maybe I'll pause. Hold up. I'll pause the video and import, right? Like I think it's 2 smaller red days here. Maybe a $500 red day, a smaller red day, and then a green day. So it's like we're on 2 green days finally. And I was telling myself, like, bro, like, you're getting killed, man. Like, you're getting destroyed. You're getting obliterated. There's no way you can afford to start the month like this. So I'm trying to be more disciplined, although it does suck for the live stream. If I'm red already at like a max loss where it doesn't make sense to continue, I can't trade the open, man, because the chances are that I'm just gonna lose more, and then I'm gonna be there asking myself, why did I do it? For the sake of the stream, sometimes I want to just show up, but for the sake of my mental health and my P&L, I gotta just read the signs of the market. So I think red like $80 here, red 500, green 500 or 600 after we gave back half 1200, right? And then finally green again today. We didn't trade yesterday, so 2 green days after struggling here. The first 2 days we did okay, but a struggle, man. So we're just trying to get green and get the heck out of here, really. If the day isn't showing signs of being insanely hot, we're just gonna take it and get out. And the concern that I had today was that this stock was fading, and I was right. This stock was fading, and it was done. Like from where I left out after this big move, I left out like right around here. It's like, yeah, this thing doesn't look like it's gonna be able to get that new high, and it just sold off the rest of the day, right? Now there were some others in I believe it was dang, was it LEDS? LEDS did come along. I believe there was another one as well, so maybe I could have made something here. We broke over the pre-market highs at a 188 and it ripped all the way to 260. There's another one that went to 5. I can't remember the ticker. It might have sold off already because I'm not even seeing it. Yeah, I think it was this one, LGHL. This one went from 280 as well up to 5, right? 590. So maybe this one I could have done something, right? I was definitely looking at it like, man, maybe there were some opportunities here, but Steve told me it was a day maybe to be up a few $1,000, but if you weren't careful with the spreads, you could have easily gave back profits or loss. So it had its own levels of risk, but it did hold up nicely and curled up. So that's all we can really ask for. But that was pretty much the day. Small green and shutting it down. It's what really sucks about this market is PDT comes around going down to 2K. We're thinking we're going to see a steady market for a few months, maybe even for a year. And it just goes to show us that like the real hot market came because of the pandemic, right? Because people were home and were trying to find ways to make money. I fear, sadly, that this is what is going to be maybe forever until something maybe major economic event shift or geopolitical shift that brings more money into small caps, maybe interest rates going down or something, because we had some experienced guys who are a little older than us, who were in the markets before us, who were saying, hey man, like the hot market every day kind of thing for weeks and months and years on end is only really happening because of the pandemic. So many people being home, so many people looking to make money elsewhere from their regular job and putting money into brokerage accounts. So with PDT, a massive headline for us, a tailwind brought momentum for 2 weeks and a few days, maybe like 17 days, and then it's dead again. So it's going to be a lot of this sporadic momentum here and there, hot momentum here and there, and then majority of it is going to be dead. So it's going to be a matter of threading the needle. Ticker symbols like LGHL, we cannot afford to lose on if we're here. And then NXTC stocks like this, hopefully in the future we see more of them at 7 a.m. and after, and onwards. But stocks like this too it's big opportunities, right? I mean, this thing went up a couple hundred percentage today, from 2 to 10, right? 3, 4, 500%. So hopefully we can be in position to be here from the beginning, to the end. Do we wake up at 4 a.m.? Maybe we just wake up at 4 a.m. every single day, right? So it comes with its own risk, because when you do, you have to make sure you're super disciplined to not trade anything that's not this, because this is the only thing that makes sense to trade, is these hotter moves. So the markets, man, are not what they used to be. A lot of the team house guys, everyone is still green, but the gains are not what they used to be. Some of these guys are used to making multi six figures every month, right? So it's tough for everyone really to see the slowdown, but the best that we can do is to stay disciplined, manage risk, try to capitalize when something is good, when there's nothing, ease off, and keep ourselves in a place where we're at a mental high in case maybe we do get lucky for a hot week or a hot month due to some geopolitical change or economic change. That way we're in the best mindset to capitalize, because it's just going to be slow and steady, try to milk the gains. And then unlike me starting the week red, as I said, I got to import. You can't afford to start a full week like this in the red. Max loss pretty much every day. You're not even able to trade the open. If I'm not trading the open, it should be a day like today where I'm at saying, hey, I had a decent day, I'm out of here early. So that's the day. Quick one for the team. Pastor shutting it down. Stay safe, stay green, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the links down below.